You might have noticed that when we edit a name or an amount on an entry, we briefly see the old value flash. So this is set to rent edited. And if I change this to just rent and hit enter, we briefly saw the old value rent edited flash up. So why is this happening? This is happening because the local entry in our entries array ref in our state won't be updated until the on hook in our subscription here has finished firing and returned the payload with the event type set to update before we finally update the corresponding entry in our entries array in the state. And this is what I was talking about earlier in the Supabase versus Firebase video. This doesn't happen in Firebase apps because Firebase uses intelligent caching and a local representation of the Firebase database, which allows the update in the front end to happen instantly. And to create the same effect with Supabase, we will need to update the local entry in our local entries array ref before we update the corresponding row on Supabase. Help me out with a quick like, comment, share, or subscribe. So let's jump back down to the update entry action, which is here. Before we fire this Supabase query to update the row on Supabase, let's apply these updates to the local entry in our entries array ref, just like we were doing before we added this Supabase query. So we can use the get entry index by ID helper to get the index of the local entry based on the ID. So let's create a constant here called index and set this equal to get entry index by ID and pass in the entry ID, which we're passing to this action. And once we have the index, we can just update the entry at this index in our local entries array ref by using object assign. So we can just do object.assign. We want to assign something to our entries array ref and the entry at the position of index. And we just want to assign this updates object to that, which will contain something like name set to a new name value. So we can just set this second parameter to updates. Let's save that and see if that flicker disappears. So I'll edit the name here. And we didn't see a flicker of the old value. And if I change it back to just rent, again, we no longer see that flicker. And we now have a more Firebase-style instant real-time experience. So we're updating the local entry in our entries array ref when an update is made to remove that flicker that we saw. And this works great if the update is successful. But what if there's an error with this update operation on Supabase? So to simulate an error, let's change the entries table name to a table that doesn't exist and save that, reload. So if I try to change this rent entry to rent edited, we see the error, entry could not be updated on Supabase. I'll just drag this over here and get to the entries table. However, our local entries array entry has been updated with this new value, rent edited. But on Supabase, this is still set to rent. And if I refresh that, you can see this is still set to rent. So what the user is seeing here doesn't match up with what's on the database. So if there is an error with this update operation, then what we need to do is set this entry back to the previous value from before it was edited. So what we could do is create a copy of the entry before it was updated. And then if there is an error, we can set it back to that copy. So I'm going to drag this back over to the right. So after we grab the index of the entry we want to update, let's create a copy of the entry at this index before we make any changes to it. So let's add a new constant called old entry. And you might think we could just set this to entries.value, our entries array, square brackets, and index. However, this is not going to work because our entries array is a ref. a reactive data property. So if we grab an object from this entries array ref and assign it to this old entry constant, then this old entry constant will also be reactive, and it will be linked with the original entries array ref, which means that when we fire this object.assign method, it will update the entry in the entries array, but it will also update this old entry constant. And we need this to stay as the old value of the entry. So what we need to do is make a non-reactive copy of this object from the entries array. And one way of doing this is by converting some data to a JSON string and then passing that JSON string back into JSON. So what we could do is fire the JSON.stringify method on entries.value square brackets index to convert this to a JSON string. And then we could pass this back into JSON by firing the JSON.parse method on all of this. However, this looks pretty messy, and I tend to use this functionality in Vue apps quite often. So let's create a composable to do this for us so that we can reuse this functionality later on and also make this code look a bit less messy. So I'm going to jump to the Explorer and the use folder, and I'll duplicate this use show error message composable. Let's call this use non-reactive copy.js. Let's change the function name to the same, use non-reactive copy. This is going to accept some data, and we don't need this code here. We don't need the dialog plugin. So whatever data is passed to this, we want to first fire the JSON.stringify method to convert this data into a JSON string. And then we want to fire JSON.parse on that string to convert it back into JSON. And then we just want to return this. So let's save that and jump back to storeentries.js and import this composable. So let's add that here. Import use non-reactive copy from source/use/use non-reactive copy. Let's jump back down to the update entry action. Let's use that here. So let's get rid of all this JSON stuff and use our composable on entries.value square brackets index to create a non-reactive copy of this entry object from the entries array and assign it to this old entry constant. So use non-reactive copy. Let's pass this in. So now that we have a non-reactive copy of the old entry data, if there is an error with this update operation, then we just want to set the entry in our local entries array back to this old value. So let's add some curly braces here after this if error so that we can add another line. And again, we can use object assign to set the entry in our entries array back to the previous value. So we can just do object.assign. And again, we want to assign to our entries array ref at the position of index, which we have here. But instead of assigning updates to that, we want to assign this old entry object. So we can set the second parameter to old entry. Let's save this and see if it's working. So I'll reload the page. And if we try to update this name, rent edited, we see the error dialog. And our entry name was set back to the previous value. And if we try to change the amount, -666, again, we see the error message and the amount is set back to the previous value. So now if there is an error with the update, what they see on the front end will always match up with what's actually in the database. So let's make sure a successful update is still working. Let's set this table name back to entries and save that and reload. Drag money balls over to the left and get the entries table on the right. So let's change this rent name to rent edited, hit enter, refresh the Supabase table, and we see it was updated. Let's try and change the amount to -666, click on refresh, and we see it was updated on Supabase. Get the full course, including authentication, row-level security and policies, database functions and triggers, storage, edge functions, and running Supabase locally from makeappsacademy.com, or click the link in the description.